I'm old enough to remember the Citizens United decision of 12 years ago, whatever it was, and everybody was screaming that basically now big business is going to be able to buy elections. Effectively, big business is getting more involved in politics, money, messaging, whatever. Should they be?
It's being demanded by their customers, their employees, and in some respects by their investors who want business to stand for something. Some of these issues may be defined as political, but some of them are more what I call values issues. The issue of the protection of democracy, the issue of a woman's right to control the destiny of her own body, the respect and tolerance for people based on sexual orientation. While politics may be where there's a debate about these issues, I think many companies have to not only hear what politicians may be saying, but they've got to hear what their own employees, what their customers, and what their investors are saying. And many times it's two different things. And I think what I see from younger workers, I see from the emerging generation, they want to work, they want to devote their talent to companies that respect and embrace their values. That's a new reality for American business. It may be not the way it once was, but this is the here and this is the now.
But does that imply, though, Mark, that every employee has to then think the same way? See, what the country is
every
split,
employee does not.
Well, the country is split down the middle, right? Pretty much 50-50.
The country is not necessarily split down the middle.
Well, according to Congress, it is. It's the closest Congress we've ever had. I mean, it's 50.
But don't look at the country through the lens of Congress. Look at the country through the lens of people. Okay. Everyone does not wear their political orientation on their shoulder.
Correct.
And you have Republicans who want to protect democracy and the right to choose. You have Democrats who may be pro-life. These issues don't lend themselves to that easy divide. And that's the thing that sometimes Washington politicians do not understand. Everyone does not walk around in American neighborhoods with a red or blue jersey on. They're thinking about what they think is best. So my message to business is hear and listen. And you're right, it's tricky. People do have differences of opinion. But some issues are issues.
I guess what I'm worried about is if let's say you have a CEO who's a far-right whack job, right? Okay, or far left, whichever one it is, and you don't agree with the CEO's very vocal position on certain things, but they're your boss. So that's going to be sort of forcing you to keep quiet because you're not going to speak up. You're not going to have a bumper sticker with the alternate position on your car than your CEO. And I just wonder, and then maybe, so everyone, then you quit because you don't want to do that. So the company all has groupthink because they're all thinking the same way because the CEO has basically intimidated everybody into thinking the same thing.
I think, Brian, that most CEOs I know, wherever they fit on the economic spectrum, are thinking first about what's in the best interest of their business and how does that align with the future of the nation. And I have talked to CEOs who struggle with these issues because they want to do the right thing, not only for now, but I think for the future. And so it means you've got to listen to multiple stakeholders. Elected officials are one set of stakeholders, but you may be a business headquartered in Florida, but you may be a business headquartered in Florida whose employees are all over the globe, whose investors are all over the globe, whose customers are all over the globe. So you've got to balance whether you genuflect to the politicians or whether you try to find the right balance in terms of all of the constituencies. And I know business leaders are struggling with this all the time. And I think my encouragement to all of them is to stand on principle and stand on values, and you will never go wrong.
Mark, tell me how that applies to Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter. Now, I know you've written a letter that you want to have a meeting. What do you expect out of Musk's leadership at Twitter?
I expect Elon Musk to do two things. Number one, respect content moderation, that he does not want to preside over a site that's polluted with hate, racism, anti-Semitism, the kind of shenanigans and confusion that led to content moderation policies. Secondly, while he's engaging in wholesale dismissal of employees, the challenge is for him to build a diverse workforce. So we'll challenge him to do that because what I've seen from Elon Musk is on one hand and on one day, he says something And on the other day, on the other hand, he may say something else.